From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hey, look at us. We did it again. Another 7 days around the sun. Welcome. WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name is Tom Green, and what is going on with my mic? Okay, it's the right direction. Okay, cool. All right. And those are my socials down there. They kind of blend in with my very pale chest, my V-neck. Showing off some skin tonight. Welcome to everybody in the chat, aka the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club. Of course, WCW Deep Cuts Live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, as long as my computer does not plot against me, which it's not so far. So anyway, we gathered here to watch the forgotten quote-unquote television classics. Quotes. World Championship Wrestling from the 90s. I see lots of great folks in the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club tonight. I see Nathan. I see the Submaster, No Mercy, subbing for the 8th straight month. Tip of the gambler's hat to ya. Hello. I see Jonas Albert 84. Hello. Fire Pro Spooky. CBJ fan, Nathan. If I didn't say hi before, I am now. Brenticus Maximus, Bam Dog, Jonathan Mayer. I will send the greetings along to my wife, my lovely wife, Alex. Good night, Noli. Love you. Get some sleep. And yeah, I don't think she needs any thanks for giving me up. I think her giving me up is like giving her a break from me for her birthday. I also see, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Brian Dermody here. Optimus Vision, Refs as Wizards, Viva La France, Sean Drox, Laid Back, Not Idle, hello, Adam Fate 4836, yeah, stay safe. If it's safer to not be watching me and go get cover from a storm, go do that instead. Do that. I'll be here next week if you need to. Also, Speedy De Palma, hello. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, and thank you everybody for starting the Let's Go Alex chant in the chat before we started. That was great. So yeah, tonight we are going to watch 2 episodes of WCW Main Event, as I just saw my dog run by with Noli's lemonade from dinner. Damn it. Hey, Scuffle and Hillbilly. So yeah, a lot going down tonight. 1993 main event. The build-up going into Slamboree 93. Hello, Drugs Delaney. So a couple housekeeping notes up front. First off, thanks to everybody that joined me for Off the Grid this past Sunday on YouTube and Twitch. What a wild time we had. The archive is up right now on YouTube. If you missed it, WWA The Inception, horrible show from 2001, not 1991. I'm on crack. 2001. So it was a horrible show, but we had a great time watching it. Reminder: no Off the Grid this week. Tony Khan and I have made an under the table deal, a little over the clothes petting. And I agreed to not run competition to Double or Nothing this Sunday. So you guys go watch that, and then I'll be back the following Sunday. And we'll talk about what we'll watch then next week. Hey, Cecil Nix. Unfortunately, no Larry and Jeff O'Day. They were a one and done at the Clash in '92. We were not able to do a nice meal because as soon as I got out of work, Noli had a baseball game and we just got home like an hour ago. So yeah, we'll make up for it this weekend. Anyway, why am I talking? Let's do the show. The show is what you're here for. So let's do it. I believe that's the storm that's over in Adam's way. As always, let me know how the sound is. Noli played hard. I got to play catcher, which I was excited about. This show, as in what I'm doing right now, is live? Yes. WCW Main Event was taped weeks in advance. I do believe we have commercials tonight. Los Dos Hombres. Those red and green suits that WCW used every time they needed someone to pretend to be Hispanic. Yes, that was 21, 53, or 14-year-old Orn Anderson. Good evening, number one gunkle. Pow, pow.
Hi, welcome to another sizzling edition of WCW Wrestling here on the Main Event on TBS. I'm your host with
Hello, I'm Michael Hayes, and I'm pretending to be somewhat professional.
Better than anybody else. Needs no introduction, Gordon Solie. Gordon,
they look like they're sitting in Adam 4836's dungeon basement.
World champions Pillman and Austin. Behind us is a legendary
it's the Sportatorium,
well, that's
where they drew so much money running TV there before the Fort Hesterly Armory back in the day. Hey, wait, welcome.
Coming up May 22nd and 23rd, but I am really
yes, needs no introduction, and then gives him like a minute-long introduction. Yes.
Steamboat and Douglas, and I think you got to agree now, Gordon.
Well, yeah, I would have to say, first of all, Steamboat's body is pretty obvious. The second man, I'm not so sure of.
Well,
I thought he was at a fat shame, Steamboat. Steamboat's body is, you know. Oh yeah, I think until the end of time, you'll find indies that'll watch the territory stuff on YouTube and be like, we can bring it back. The wrestling the way it's supposed to be. I've not let Noli watch the Iron Claw yet. He said he wants to, coming up though. Instead, this weekend we watched a bunch of Necro Butcher matches. Dave Hart, he was trained in, I assume, Dungeon West, which Calgary is West. This is your grandpa's wrestling. And the TV title is on the line. Dave Hart has earned contendership by having a pulse. The days where you could say that someone is effeminate and they will have a conniption fit, as all the children get to chant Paula, Paula, Paula. Yeah, we have Michael Hayes and Gordon Solie holding it down at the Sportatorium, but they're not good enough to commentate the matches. I would love an explanation as to how Dave Hart got this title shot. Yeah, Dave Hart was, he was a... Oh, jeez, what was that? It was like a snapmare, but he, started 80 degrees out of the way. Yeah, Dave Hart was a WCW enhancement guy. That snapmare's a finish. Yeah, he was the first guy. That ruled! That was great. Wow, that was cool. It is crazy nobody, Nobody on the indies is doing that. I figure that would have been stolen years ago. Oh, in the pile driver. The suplex looked way more brutal than the pile driver. That was great. Now my dog's fucking with stuff, and I don't think Alex can hear the dog. Eleanor, go to the other room. Hell yeah, Cecil, definitely steal that. Watch this. Yes, hell yeah, we're getting a replay of it. Suplex him right on the top turnbuckle. Oh! Okay, he didn't land on his head like I thought he did, but still, that looked brutal. Yeah, no, the atrophy in one of Orndorff's arms because he fucked up his neck years ago. So yeah, he's got the one tiny arm and the one big arm. A few guys have had that through the years.
Slamboree 93 and if you own a satellite dish, you can be part of the action.
Sunday, attention, May 23. Yeah, Speedy, that Paul Orndorff Cactus Jack feud, where Orndorff didn't have a contract, and Foley, like, we're gonna get you a job. And they had a couple really good brawls. They had one on Main Event, they had one on, I think it's Super Brawl this year, 94? It was 93. Really good matches.
This Friday, the
Philadelphia Civic Center.
part of a great card this Friday in Philadelphia. This Thursday, the Baltimore Arena, Max Payne.
Thank you, Viva LaFran. I appreciate that. If you've not done so already, go check out my short I did Monday about Scott Steiner's little-known 1992 heel turn. Tomorrow, looking at the Super Invaders, not the Super Invaders, the Super Assassins. Brian. Ow. Poor Marla. I kid. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. They do alright for themselves.
I hope you don't mind working under a woman.
Now he's going back to duty.
So you mean the ding dongs drugs? I have not done the ding dong shit. I'm trying to hold them off because they're kind of like a famous story. But I'll get around to them eventually. See, that's the thing. That's why I like streaming the shows with the commercials left in. So we can look back on Hot Shots Part 2.
So use Noxzema every time
or sexy Noxzema commercials.
Dissolves oil without over drying for healthy looking skin.
That sounds bad. Your face belongs to Noxzema? That's horrible.
For healthy looking skin.
Rebecca Gayheart, baby. The most famous Noxzema girl and child killer.
Yeah, right. My brother doesn't know what my Murray Flexor can do.
Shit. Sorry.
Spring-loaded fork handles the tough stuff. No problem. And the oversized tubing is made.
This commercial again. There are a lot of commercials where kids are just doing negligent stuff.
Yeah, he had no idea what my Murray Flexor could do. But he does now.
Yeah, hit a kid with a car.
By Murray.
Did Rebecca Gayheart.
Pictures invites you to take a journey out of this world and into
Oh, the Mario movie.
Mario Brothers. On May 28th, the adventure begins.
Yeah, I need to go give that one another chance. I hated it as a kid, but it's also because I was a kid.
If you're getting bored with your hair, you should try Topsy Tail, the incredible hair fashion tool.
Topsy Tail?
Exciting new hairstyles in seconds. It's so easy.
WCW fans need to figure out how to do magic tricks to ponytail their hair.
And pull for a beautiful new look.
I think this is what Lance Archer does.
What's
on a Topsy Tail?
In no time. It's all right here in the Glamour Guide. Topsy Tail works.
The Glamour Guide.
Kids love Topsy Tail too. School time, playtime, anytime. It's even great for shoulder length hair. Now for less than the cost of one visit to the hair salon, you can
looks
order
like you're
Topsy Tail, complete with Glamour Guide for
got a V going on back
Order
there.
now and we'll also send you secrets to French braiding. Create a whole new look.
The secrets to French braiding. French braiding also hit somebody with a car.
1-800-257-1234. Sorry, no CODs. Or send just $12.95.
Yes, CODs.
Shipping and
We don't
handling to the
need
address
you.
on your screen.
Credit card users call now 1-800-257-1234.
In a Cousteau special, divers become human bait.
Oh, I thought it's an Acousto. I'm like, who the fuck's Acousto?
I don't believe me, man-eaters. The great white shark.
Again, we can... WCW could barely allow wrestlers to use chair shots, and we just watching sharks eat other fish.
We're going to see Arn Anderson in just a few moments, but last night on WCW Saturday Night, Arn Anderson as well.
You know, I thought Michael Hayes and Gordon Solie were hosting this show.
Well, you know, in terms of
look at that tie on Zbyszko.
Let me give the young and the useless a word of wit.
I think Zbyszko was maybe 40 at this time. I think he was saying young and the useless when he was like in middle school. Talking shit about the first graders.
Last night on a Flair for the Gold.
I always loved how the Hollywood Blondes were supposed to be doing like this glamorous movie star gimmick, but they wore so much denim. Zbyszko technically retired like end of '92. And then like '94 he came back for the Regal feud, and they were like, introducing the man who's wrestled more than 10,000 professional matches. I'm like, no. Flair for the Goals before blocking was invented. Yeah, everybody's just got their back to at least two of the cameras. Yeah, at least Pillman's got some bedazzle in his Canadian tuxedo. Austin just bought some stuff at like Kmart. It was like, loved Arn's shirt. This is one of the best entrance songs of all time, in my opinion. It sucks that they replaced it with that Horseman. Like the guitar solo, Horseman song. This is such a good entrance. Pat Rose. Pat Rose, whose son found me on YouTube recently, was upset because... See, here's the secret about YouTube. About the algorithm. Does not like the term enhancement talent. So when I did a short about Battle of the Underdogs, I had to use the term jobber to have anybody find it, which I don't like the term jobber either. Try to be respectful, but Pat Rose's family got upset and I had to apologize. Alright, Stephen J. Neptune Man with the factoids about May 16th, 93. On this day in sports, the Knicks took a 3-1 lead over the Charlotte Hornets in Game 4 of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals, and the Islanders beat the Montreal Canadiens to take Game 1 of the Prince of Wales Conference Finals. Oh yeah, Pat Rose does have the lady bathing suit strap singlet. Those are the best singlets in my opinion. What I love, Cecil brings up the Stevie Richards Static X rip-off song. It rips off a song called Love Dump, which is about taking a poop on your loved one's chest. Stevie Richards would come out and, I'll show you, you'll see, and he never pooped on Victoria. Chronic used it before him. They never pooped on each other. Hey, Cajun Jungle Tigre. Hell yeah, Bam Dog. Yeah, fuck Chris Hamrick. He used slurs on an indie show last year. Fuck him. What a shock. A guy named Confederate Currency used some slurs. Spine Buster. 2, 3. Arn Anderson with his lovely tuft of hair in the front. I always admire that he never got that thing cut. That he just left it there. I know I should be talking, but the song is so good. now Arn has to go film Tool Time. When my lovely wife Alex and I got married, I legitimately looked into, like, how much it would cost to book Richard Karn to do the wedding. Way out of my price range. Yeah, main event was Sundays at 6:05. CBJ. I would love to know who in the WCW locker room Brian brings up would have been listening to that PJ Harvey album.
You see, our NWA champion Barry Windham has looked at me, thumbed his nose. Looked at Ric Flair, thumbed his nose.
Yeah, Arn's the only baby that had to take a prostate exam before he went home with his mom.
The memory of the Four Horsemen.
Very cool, Cajun Jungle Tiger. Congrats to your leprechaun.
Well, Barry Windham, you've often said I'm a bridesmaid. I'm not even a #1 contender.
Imagine Arn Anderson being a bridesmaid at your
with
wedding.
your eyes closed since you carried me all these years. Well, my friend, at Slamboree in front of all those legends, your father included. Don't eat late, Barry.
Don't eat
right
late.
Out with those women like you do. My friend, lace those boots up tight. You've seen me and you've seen the fire in these eyes. The fact remains, you wrestled for the NWA title probably 100 times and only won the thing once, which tells me and tells you how coveted that belt is. Well, at Slamboree, I got one shot, Barry Windham, and you look in these eyes, I'm coming.
Arn rules. Hell yeah, Arn! You tell them! You tell them! 93, Arsenio's still on the air. Alright, up next, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, another person who was born 45.
Hang on, because Sly's in a real clipping.
Can't believe everything you hear.
This movies for men who like movies.
I said you want it? Why not?
And one last chance to win back his son.
Do you really think you can make a
Over the Top.
3 days?
I once got a copy of Over the Top on DVD on a Black Friday purchase in a store for $2. While everybody else was fighting over TVs and game systems. This was like 2008.
Super Mario Brothers, rated PG.
It is a steal. And then I flipped it on eBay for like $15.
27 different bars, 27 different NBA team logos.
Nestle Crunch Bar is one of the few candies I will F with. I'm a big Nestle Crunch Bar guy.
Check it out.
Thank you. Paul Conklin.
Oh hey, it's what's his face, Snake from Full House. He was DJ's boyfriend, which it always messed with me. Okay, when I was a kid, he looked so much like Kurt Cameron. And I knew that Candace Cameron and Kurt Cameron were brother and sister. I thought it was Kurt Cameron. I thought that DJ was making out with her brother on Full House. Yeah, Candace Cameron and Kurt Cameron, brother and sister. That's not Kurt Cameron, but I thought it was Kurt Cameron. And he played DJ's boyfriend, that actor, for like a season on Full House. Yeah. Yeah, little boy Tommy thought he was watching incest. Was like real confused by it. And now they're both
flat chips.
weirdos.
What do you call crunchy baked shells surrounding smooth, creamy fillings?
Hell yeah. Combos.
See why combos taste better?
Combos are the best road trip food. And it's the cheddar cheese pretzel.
What do you call a
my favorite
crunchy
one.
baked tortilla filled with creamy nacho cheese?
That's I did not know that.
New
Alex
nacho
from Modern
tortilla
Family and
combos.
Pugsley
See why
from the Addams
combos taste
Family,
better?
the 90s version. They're siblings. I did not know that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Welcome back to the main event here on TBS. And Gordon, we're in the film room where so many of the legends that will be appearing at Slamboree.
I do not want to know what's in Michael Hayes' film
I am
room.
super excited, but 1 week away, you're
I
going to be
assume
super busy.
a lot of Linda Lovelace.
Well, I am going to be busy. Of course, Saturday afternoon, the 22nd at the Omni, I will be meeting and greeting all of the fans along with all of the great legends. And then, of course, that evening at Slam Feast, I will be the master of ceremonies.
Hey, Michael Deathco slamming Jamboree.
Interesting evening indeed. On the 23rd, I will be inducting the first.
Yeah, if it's Gordon's film room, there's even more porn.
So if anybody should be the first to induct him in, it should be you. But I want to give you a warning. At that Slam Feast, there could be some old feuds rekindling there, Gordon.
Yeah,
Michael Hayes is trying so hard to not. Some old dudes gonna fuck each other up.
Well, a present star right now, just new to WCW, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
You can tell Michael is trying his hardest to not be promo Michael. Comes Jim Neidhart with his like 80s cop thriller music. I forgot the word music. I think my brain's going. Weekend wasn't bad. It was a lot of baseball. My boy Noli had 4 Little League games over the weekend. Yeah, Jim Neidhart had a little stint in WCW in '93. His debut promo I love because he did not know who anybody in WCW was. He called it the WWF, and the only wrestler he could remember their name was Davey Boy Smith. I don't think Anvil was ever on Twitter before he died. If he was, it was probably like Natty doing the tweets. Yeah, that angle at the end of '97 where Jim Neidhart comes out and says, "Yeah, I want to be with DX, yeah." And then like they turn on him. I remember somebody gave him like a forearm to the back, like China or something, and he sold it like a shitty movie like Bullet, like, just like held this pose for like 2 minutes straight. It was so, and yeah, he wrestled in sweats, or he came out in sweats. They were falling off of him. Yeah, Jim Neidhart had to come up with a finisher because he did not have one. Because typically he just held people up for Bret Hart to run into.
Take a look here at the Anvil. Boy, what a thick individual. He just leveled Thor here.
But yet, if I call someone a thick individual these days, I get canceled. That's my Bill Maher impression. I am concerned about the condition of Cactus Jack.
Right now, what we do know, and the only thing we really know is...
All right, I'm glad they keyed him. WCW trainer Chuck Tache. They said his name a million times on TV. Chuck Tache.
Coming in and out, which can be serious.
Yeah, that is crazy, Cecil. When you think about it, these guys in the 80s and 90s would be on the road 30 days, and at least 1 or 2 of their stops or these TV tapings where they would just have like a 30-second match.
At present, I have talked to the doctor, and he has sustained a concussion. Like I said, all we know, and I will probably this week be talking to the doctor and following up on his progress.
What's your job? Why do we need you and a doctor, buddy? Why don't you just talk to the doctor? Got Dick Slater and Rob Van Dam, the match we all knew we needed. Robbie V. The V stands for Video Vixen. It's his spare time rolling around on the hood of cars. Bit of a smoothie? I think we should start calling like good technical wrestlers smoothies. Like, Alex Shelley, that's smoothie. Now, RVD's run in WCW is longer than people remember. He started like at the beginning of '93. He was there for about 6 months. Alex Shelley is a smoothie and a cutie. He's a handsome devil. Hell yes, Rob is a good veteran. He likes stuff like that. He's not an asshole who's like doesn't understand wrestling these days. And as Brian brings up, you can tell Robbie V knows karate because he's not wearing boots. Yes, Jonathan. Wrestlers are kind of like cream of wheat. If it's got lumps in it, no thanks. Dick Slater slides one over that Robbie V.
Well, that's what I told you about Dick Slater. He's a real slick wrestler.
Because when I think of Dick Slater, I think of slickness and him being a smoothie, a slick smoothie.
Robbie V did. He's going to hook you here. Robbie V, beautiful sunset flip. Pulled Slater over, but Slater went with the roll, used his momentum to pull himself through. Tony came up and just hooked the kid.
That's a unique spot. Grab him on the sides of the singlet. I'm surprised we haven't seen that done more often. Those are like literal handles.
Okay, Larry, well, it may have been a little while since we've seen this.
Look at his hair. It's like whoosh up in the front. That's a good look. Slater should have gone with that more.
The other day I was sitting back in my big old easy chair. And my girlfriend come walking in the house and she had a great big dog.
It's an edit.
And I said, well, okay, you go ahead and keep the dog. I said, what are you going to name that dog? And she says, well, let's name that dog Junkyard.
Multiple something about Mary jokes in the chat.
The first thing I did was I grabbed her by the hair. I let her outside and changed it back in yet.
Oh, he's cutting a promo about how he beats his girlfriend? What?
Right out in the middle of the street. And I waited for that trash department to come
No, this is
by.
the same. This is Dick Slater.
Not because I was going to throw that dog in the garbage, but I just let that dog out in the middle of the road, and that garbage kept running by there.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, let me tell you something right now.
So let me tell you something, Tony Schiavone. I know I'm supposed to be building up a match, but listen, I beat my girlfriend, and I let my dog get hit by a trash truck. What the fuck? Junkyard Dog's like, dude, that's messed up. You're a criminal. And now they're just barking at each other. This is literally insane. I love how, like, in 2024, like, every wrestling promo, you go online and somebody's like, well, here's the lore behind it, and he said, yes, in this tone, so that must mean he's referring to an angle from 2004. And these dudes are just barking at each other. And now we're gonna have a fight.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Got Junkyard Dog standing up for Dick Slater's girlfriend and dead dog.
G.I. Joe figures and vehicles sold separately.
Stetson Cologne, the great masculine scent that...
Oh yeah, Stetson Cologne, which might also be Castrol GTX motor oil.
Never thought about transmission wear?
Oh, hell yeah. I knew it.
Try one of these special treatments from
Well, it's not Castrol GTX.
Now available on
Raiders.
newsstands everywhere, the latest copy of the WCW Magazine Collector Special. Puzzles and games from the superstars.
Ooh, puzzles and games. Where in the world is Dick Slater's dead dog?
Here's important news. News of Miracle
Another Miracle Ear commercial. We have so many of these. Miracle Ear.
The Micro Elite is so tiny it's
Spent
barely
so much
visible,
ad money
and it's helping people
on
everywhere
WCW
hear better again.
Hearing
TV.
crickets? I thought all the crickets had died. But there are really crickets out there.
What?
I work for a construction company. And I'm in charge of dispatching, of making sure that all these people are on the right jobs. Everybody around me
That all the crickets
now
died.
probably likes them just as much as I do. They don't have to repeat things, you know.
Just call this toll-free number right now. You'll receive Miracle
You could have
Ear's
just said,
12
I didn't
page
hear
booklet at no
anything.
charge or obligation.
They're very comfortable. They're molded to fit your ear canal exactly. Each one is individually molded. So
Then the crickets came back.
Call this toll-free number now and find out why good news from
Yeah,
Miracle
no
Ear
subtitles for the folks who really need the service. Is this cliffhanger? That'd be great, Cecil. Miracle ears are just little devices that make cricket noises. The Cliffhanger. See, I've never seen Cliffhanger, but I was obsessed with the idea of Cliffhanger because I saw so many ads for it when I was a kid. And so I would pretend to climb things, and pretend, because I was a chubby little boy, I could not get my butt up anything.
Welcome to the Slamboree Control Center on the Main Event. I'm Eric Bischoff, along with
Gordon Solie.
Well, thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here.
The momentum.
I'm so confused about the hosting duties on this show.
To build. The event is now exactly 1 week away from tonight. Fans from all over the world will be coming to Atlanta's Omni to see the superstars of today and tomorrow in what's going to surely be a spectacular event. Now, the event will also be seen live exclusively
time
on
travel.
pay-per-view Sunday, May 23rd, beginning at 7
This is that weird period where, because Bischoff's like getting power, WCW assumes the AWA's history too.
Pound World Heavyweight Champion, along with his manager Harley Race.
Yeah, this is. It's again, Bischoff was starting to get power on the TV end of things, and he was starting to do different things with the control centers, like this deal where they printed up all those pictures in the studio.
WCW World Tag Team title pits arch rivals, the Hollywood Blondes, against former
Arch rivals, the Denim Dudes, against Naked and Afraid.
Flash Norton will get a chance to get the respect
Yes, Bulldog, the drugs cost him the title, because he would have absolutely been a world champion in this era for either company, if it wasn't for getting fooked up Mr. Hitman. Look at Bobby Eaton. Bobby Eaton and Chris Benoit, what a team. Heaven and hell. Alright, awesome, Adam. Glad that the storm's gone through. Adam is safe. Yeah, all these YouTube thumbnails they're using for the graphics.
Norma Jean, his guitar, he will be performing his brand of music. And
I'm evil.
More of the legends who are going to be a part of this exciting event. Here's Gordon.
Okay, Eric. Here are 4 more.
Okay, Eric, I haven't been listening to a damn thing you've said.
Former Central States champion and legendary promoter and former president of the NWA, Bob Geigo. One of the top Texas grapplers ever to compete.
Joe Blanchard's graphic is just him sitting at his desk doing his taxes. Hiro Matsuda looks sickly.
Ever to come to the States from Japan. Hiro Matsuda. And then Dick Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch, who had been with the company like a year and a half before this. Like they had modern pictures of him to use.
His brainbuster has been one of the single most devastating moves in the sport. He was a member of the famed Texas Outlaws with his partner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Like I feel like the Texas Outlaws were kind of a big deal, but not nearly as big of a deal as they've been made out to be in the last 30 years. Just because Dusty really loved Dick Murdoch.
And always said what was on his mind. His first world title reign began in 1979 when he beat Harley Race in Tampa, Florida at the Last Tango in Tampa. And his final title reign.
They have better pictures of Dusty than us.
As he bested Ric Flair.
Like they just used some Polaroids that Dusty had in his basement.
Rhodes' most famous move is the bionic elbow. And if you go back through the record books of this sport, to the most brutal and vicious matches ever, more than likely, Rhodes was there.
They could not make wrestling history sound more boring.
American Dream,
I love Gordon. But imagine kids watching this shit in '93. This old man rambling about some guy doing his taxes at his desk.
Well, I have seen no evidence of any involvement here whatsoever. Dusty Rhodes now in that three-point stance. The assassin having his problems trying to get back to his feet. Dusty Rhodes poised, ready, sets, and charges, and takes the assassin off his feet once again. And so,
Gordon looks like somebody drank present-day cornets. If it was present-day cornet, he would interrupt Bischoff. That card sounds horrible.
Thanks, Gordon. 1 week from tonight, the event takes place. Don't be left out. Call your local cable operator and be a part of the most exciting event ever. Slamboree 93, a Legends reunion.
He says that after Gordon like rambled for 4 minutes, but all of his old dead friends he's gonna hang out with. Slamboree. The most exciting show ever. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Joe Blanchard. Talk about her swollen prostates.
I'm Eric Bischoff. We'll have more WCW main event action here on TBS right after this.
It's a big world, and there's a lot to know about it. So CNN has a new show for kids who want to be informed. It covers all the world.
What the fuck?
Sports, entertainment.
A new show for kids as somebody shooting off a machine gun.
8:30 Eastern on CNN.
This sweet new show for kids about people being killed overseas. Was that Kenan Thompson? I was just blown away by the juxtaposition of the shows for kids. That's amazing, Cecil. Dominic DeNucci wrestling in 2012. What's up, teens? Let's talk about Bosnia. Oh, yeah,
leave the car home and leave the driving to us because we've cut our.
At least Nickelodeon's news show, Nick News, with Linda Ellerby, just be like Magic Johnson sitting backwards in a chair. Hey kids, you want to learn about how I got AIDS? It wouldn't. Mid-40s?
Barry lived in a dream world.
Sidekicks! This is genuinely one of my favorite movies. I just watched it again on Amazon Prime about a month ago. I probably watched this thing like 30 times when I was a kid.
Yeah. I can't believe that was you.
Jonathan Brandis.
It's 47, Dick Murdoch was. Yeah, Sidekicks rules, other than I forgot that there are dream sequences where Joe Piscopo plays a really awful caricature of a Japanese person. Shout out Space Cat 3, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you coming in with the flat soda and the crackers. Sit back, relax, enjoy. If you feel like it, join in with the Erotic Eric Fontaine Fan Club, aka the chat. Hey LJH, welcome. Yeah, wrestlers do not age, people don't age the same, but especially wrestlers. Edge is 50. AJ Styles is not too far off from Dick Murdoch's age here. I feel like most top guys in WWE are nearing or over 40.
Knowing what the customers want and creating the perfect arrangements.
Like a splash of sunshine bouquet?
But we also have to keep in mind Dick Murdoch's diet was Bud and Bud Light. AJ is about 46, 47. Yeah, about Dick Murdoch's age.
Welcome back to the main event here on TBS. Gordon, we just seen you and Eric Bischoff in the Slamboree Control Center.
Gordon, we just saw Debbie Does Dallas, the extended director's cut. They sent me personally. I have the only copy.
That on the 23rd, if you cannot subscribe to
that account does rule, Cecil. Yeah, Michael Hayes is, I think he's 34 here. So for comparison, Cabbage Patch Baby looking Tom here is 36.
And next week we will be coming from Slamfest where he will be hosting. But right now, first of all,
I would love to know who would win in a drinking contest between these two.
Last week, Dos Hombres, as they had the world champs running for the border.
Womp womp womp.
Well, they shouldn't even let these guys in anyway. They got a big match coming up in 2 weeks.
So yeah, go back. There is like a good 3 or 4 year period where WCW would do this angle, where they would put somebody under a mask and pretend that they were a Mexican wrestler, and they would use the same costumes every time. Hogan and Savage did it in '95. Wore those costumes. Billy Kidman was El Technico on an episode of Nitro in one of those costumes. Eddie Guerrero was, I think, Calibri. He was wrestling Ray, and he used Ray's first wrestling name, Calibri. I'm pretty sure he wore one of those costumes. Alright, Fire Pro Spooky, take her easy. See you next time. Have a good one. Los Dos Hombres, Fidel Sierra, and Fidel Sierra. Another great theme song. Los Dos Hombres wrestling again. Hector Guerrero's Lasertron did not wear one of those costumes. He actually had his own cool robot dude costume. And hey, Jericho and Malenko, they were smart enough to let Malenko wear the Ciclope costume, not one of these. Guerrero was El Caliente. I thought it was Calibri. That's my bad. Thank you, Michael Beth King.
Dos Hombres, big return match. Last week, as you know, the claim was made by the Hollywood Blondes that these two were Rick Steamboat and Shane Douglas. In a week, they'll get
The DDP was La Parca.
in the cage at Slamboree. But I want to make mention of the fact that this weekend just occurred this weekend on Worldwide. Ravishing Rick Rude has walked out with the U.S. heavyweight title belt in his match against Dustin Rhodes.
Well, you know, you have to understand.
Hey, Incident 73.
That belt is still his. He was never beat for it.
And there's a tremendous amount of controversy. We hope to address that situation coming up next week on WCW Saturday night. What a match that was during the computerized Contenders Challenge. But right now,
See, Ricky Steamboat should have danced more often. He's got some rhythm.
entirely different World Tag Team Champions that we saw last week, like we mentioned, Larry. And Dos Hombres still approaching the match the same way.
Well, you know what? It's a unique situation here of basically Stunning Steve, Flying Brian. They have to be aggressive. They can't underestimate these guys again. They have to go after.
Yeah, Michael Deathkill corrected me on that. Eddie was El Caliente. I thought he was Calibri. So Stephen J. Neptune Man, from what I remember, they came up with this angle because Shane Douglas was leaving and they needed to cover for that. Kinda, sorta. So they shot this angle not knowing Shane was leaving. This is just like a cute thing to do for TV. And then, they taped this like a month before. And then in that time between, Douglas is like, guys, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to go teach. So they had Tom Zink, and I don't even think it was Steamboat. I think it was Brad Armstrong, maybe. I see people say Steamboat was one of them, but I had heard that Brad Armstrong did a switcheroo with Steamboat with the Slamboree match. So either one of them. Either way, they used the Los Dos Hombres thing to cover for the fact that Steamboat did unmask in the Slamboree match, I'm pretty sure, so it was Steamboat. I don't even know what I'm thinking of. Got scrambled. I've got scramble brain. But yeah, Wilfred L. But yeah, it wasn't supposed to cover for Shane Douglas leaving because it wasn't a thing, and then they used it. They covered for it because Shane Douglas is like, deuces. I'm gonna go teach some high school history.
Man, you find out for yourself. It's the rainbow. So what's the answer?
Alexander Graham Bell.
What girl's gonna have a body like this? Hang in there, Tom. I'm
Dick Nixon.
Milk and working out. Well,
Cut
I'm not
the
changing so far,
fucking
but milk's
music.
the work inside you. Oh yeah? And tomorrow the difference can
Another
show.
one of these milk commercials where it's like, if you drink milk, you grow up and be sexy muscle boy who has all the sex.
Listen to your senior year girlfriend.
Hi, Tom. I'm waiting.
Milk.
I need to go masturbate.
What? Jason's gonna be there?
If you think you're
More Rebecca Gayheart.
people will too. So use Noxzema every time you walk.
Use Noxzema to wank off to the girl that you're gonna date in high school, buddy.
Healthy looking skin.
Again,
There's a different kind of
the blood oath is a little much. Your face belongs to
healthy
Noxzema.
looking skin.
They stole $100 million in midair and lost it.
That sounds like a wrestling call. He stole $100 million in midair into a somersault.
And the other, a moving target.
Cliffhanger.
Rated R. starts Friday, May 28th at a theater near you.
That's a good point, Nathan.
Tonight, Sylvester Stallone's arm
masturbation that breaks the space-time continuum.
Followed at 9 Eastern with an oil-field oasis of
Winner takes it all, loser takes the fall.
All tonight on TBS.
It's Sunday night on TBS. Tony Schiavone, Larry Zbyszko.
It was nice of Tony Schiavone to remind the audience what day it is. It's Sunday night. Shit, I thought it was Wednesday.
Out of the back of his head, he saw Pee Wee Anderson was distracted. Over the top rope, he threw one of the hombres. That's smart thinking. I tell you, I'm surprised they haven't beat these guys already.
That's nice to say.
And once again, there you go. Flying Brian's going for the mask. He is dead set that they are the team of Steamboat and Douglas.
I don't miss the over-the-top rule, because it was never really enforced evenly. It was always like, it depended on the referee. Stephen J. Neptune Man with another factoid to put things in perspective. The day after this was the famous Monday Night Raw, where the 1-2-3 Kid beat Razor Ramon and Marty Jannetty won the IC title from Shawn Michaels. Very different universes, it feels like. This and WWE in that era. WWE. And see, the extremely ruled match from Mystery Wrestling is one where you should be enforcing the top rope. Because it's a rule. You enforce it extremely. And yes, Michael Deathco. I always loved Steve Austin little boy haircut. Like, he looks like the oldest third grader. Austin's hair's retreating like the French. Love it, Brovan.
Flying Brian's getting desperate. He grabbed the rope right there, right in front of the referee. Back to the corner.
Got his head, just take the mask off.
They're doing everything right.
They sure are. 1 week away from their big cage match for the World Tag Team title. Flying Brian, Stunning Steve are doing everything right. Tell you what, if anything, this match is going to serve as a great.
My head hurts so much, it's going to rub it.
Fire them up going into Slamboree next Sunday.
But they'll definitely learn one lesson when they get in that cage match. They definitely won't underestimate Douglas and
Steve Austin was always good at trading shots. That's a skill that is not as emphasized or as praised for folks that are good at it, but you can tell when someone's real bad at going back and forth. That was cool. He calls it the rear view. Is that a Mexican type move? What the fuck, Tony? Is that a Mexican type move? I was even gonna make a rear view joke, but I can't now because it's the Mexican type move. I'm sure somebody has, Brenticus, not been DQ'd for not going in after the 5 count. I can't think of any instances off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's happened.
Here on TBS, Dos Hombres have made quite a name for themselves, Larry.
Well, they got one heck of a video out of it anyway.
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh! That was cool that Brian slipped, but still was able to make it work. Oh, I am excited for the extremely ruled tag matches because there's double the rules. That's great. Excited. Yes, Brian, Slamboree did have an old man match in a time limit draw. And not only was it an old man match, but to make you feel even sleepier, they used a black and white filter. Just to make it feel real old and slow. And I forget, it was Dick Murdoch and somebody, wasn't it? Oh no, it was Nick Bockwinkel. It was like an NWA champion versus AWA champion, I'm pretty sure. Like Nick Bockwinkel with Vern Gagne in his corner against I don't remember. Nori Funk Jr., thank you, Brian. So yeah, and they picked Dory Funk Jr., who's been he has got double the Arn Anderson disease. He looked 90 when he was 20. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
You know, I'm going to try to polish up on my Spanish in about 10 seconds because I'm going to go down and talk to these two guys. We got to talk to them.
I'm going to go polish up on my Spanish. El Mexican type move.
Look at this. I am stunned. Stunning Steve hit the rope. Beautiful backdrop.
Austin always took great backdrops. I'm sure Zbyszko did just during Slamboree. I retired Bruno. This is Douglas in this match. That is Douglas. It's not Douglas in the Slamboree match.
Okay, Larry, and what a tremendous, exciting win it was for these two athletes from Mexico. You talk about a great videotape to take back home. Now, mi amigos, I'm going to try.
That's right. The angle was that they wrestled in America so they can get a videotape to take home to their kids.
Okay. Just a little bit. Well, only thing I can say was a tremendous win over the World Tag Team. Over the World Tag Team Champions.
Take a look at this face, Pillman! Take a look at this face, Austin! That's right! Shane Douglas, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat!
Yeah, at least Steamboat just took the mask off and is like, hey, I'm not Mexican.
It was this tag team combination that got the win over you guys. Not a disguise. 1 week from today, Slamboree, 10-foot high steel cage. Nobody can run, nobody can hide, nobody can come in, nobody can get out.
It doesn't sound all that intimidating when it's a 10-foot high steel cage. Like when everybody in the match is 6 foot tall. I can reach the top.
World Tag Team Championship. Shane Douglas is looking for number 2. We're going down Slamboree.
Steamboat and Douglas are a very underrated tag team.
Promotional consideration paid for
by the following.
Gravity Cologne.
Alright. So before we go into the second show, here is what we'll be watching next Tuesday on WCW Deep Cuts Live.
RoboCop! I'm 6'9", 320 pounds!
Alright, so next week we're going back to the year 1990 to watch the build-up for RoboCop at Capital Combat.
With heavy metal Van Hammer as they team up against the tough twosome of Tex Schlesinger and Shanghai Pierce.
Oh yeah, Van Hammer's coming to save the company.
The Dirty Dick Slater. Tonight, we'll see what
Junkyard Dog looks weird all shaven and oiled like that. Gordon Solie. Crowbar as Gordon Solie. I was obsessed with this rope graphic when I was a kid. Like, how did they do that? The rope sounds dehydrated. They did not tape this at center stage, so I don't think they would be trolling Tex, LJ. That is quite the suit on Michael Hayes. And also, Gordon Solie appears to only have one blazer at this time.
An hour away from Slamboree. Your comments on running into some old acquaintances?
Oh, it's really been great. I might point out, this, of course, is taking place on Saturday night. Now, in just a little over
what we were watching was taped
we're
yesterday.
Presenting Slamboree 93, and during that time, I will reveal the first 4 inductees.
Dusty Rhodes wearing a hat and a suit like he was drafted by WCW.
Fame, and it's really going to be exciting.
Well, later on, we're going to see JYD against Dick Slater, something that started last week, and the first or the last of the Van Vader public workout.
Yeah, I believe they're inside the Omni Hotel, which might as well be an Embassy Suites. Yes, Ridiculous. Here we go. We're not gonna walk, we're gonna step with Marcus Bagwell and Too Cold Scorpio. Marcus Adorable Bagwell. Oh. Like I said the other night on Off the Grid, congrats to Marcus Bagwell, one half of the new Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Did Dick Murdoch ever come out to the ring with his robe? No, thankfully not. I have never realized that's the lyric, Viva La Fran. Like a Goth War brother, he attacks from the air. What the fuck? WCW Hall of Fame is not still around. Incident 73. Hey, Westagon. Yes, Marcus Bagwell just won the Memphis Tag Belts on Saturday. Yes, Bagwell's that year's Rookie of the Year. It's a year that ends in 0 through 9. Marcus Bagwell was the Rookie of the Year. Chick Donovan, one of the all-time greats at being old and young. Here's a guy, he's like 75, I think, now, and he's still in like that good a shape, and he's still working. I mean, that sucks you couldn't like see him wrestle Scuffle and Hillbilly, but that's awesome. There's a match he did like last year that's on YouTube. He did a cage match in Georgia where they didn't get in the cage. Like the finish was Chick Donovan shoved the dude up against the cage and the referee counted there. Yes, 3 people in this match are still active. I didn't see who the 4th guy was. We might have 4 for 4. Yeah, Scorpio's still. I mean, Scorpio's doing GCW like I feel like once a month.
And Scorpio right on the arm. Hey, here's a man that defies gravity. He can hang up there.
Yeah, Chick Donovan, his nephew works indies now. Bryce Donovan, I think his name is. They teamed together on a Russell Pro show last year. Joe Cruz might be the one wrestler who's not working anymore out of these 4. But watch, somebody will go in cage match and be like, oh, he worked 2 weeks ago. Joe Cruz with those sweet cowboy boots that everybody had in the 90s. Yeah, Bryce Donovan is Chick Donovan's nephew. Yeah, they did a tag match for Russell Pro last year, and that's when everybody was like, found out, is like, what the fuck? Yeah, Scorpio did not like Bagwell at this time. And really didn't like Bagwell up until a couple years ago.
He jumped up, spin kicked him right in the mouth, and that's what, 6'4"?
Yep, every bit of it.
Gets up there.
Cruz down low. Little misdirection play that time.
Oh, you should definitely ask him then, see. So ask him about Uncle Chick. Bagwell comes in right on his calf implants.
Side headlock. Into the back of the neck.
Joe Cruz looks like if Dustin Rhodes had his drug issues like 5 years earlier.
Into the midsection.
Yeah, Bryce Donovan's like a Northeast American Indies guy. So he might go up to C4. That sounds right.
Boy, Donovan was wide open. Scorpio scored an easy 3 points with that kick.
What a phenomenal weekend this
That dude has Lego hair. Him and Jim Ross both. Jim Ross has the little short brown Lego hair, and Chick Donovan has the long Lego hair that like is molded around the head.
The greatest legends in our sport will get together for one big night, and many great WCW athletes.
Yeah, Chick Donovan looks just like that still.
2 of them you're seeing right here.
And he looked just like that when he was working Memphis in like the early 80s. Oh, you're thinking of Bryce Hansen. Okay. Oh, 450. 2, and that's it. Scorpio rules. Bagwell's like, this is the one move I'm gonna learn.
This
Bagwell would always get kind of like sexual with it, like really get into like the grind. Like you can tell he was a stripper at one point. I cannot get over that, like a golf hair brother line. I never realized that. I cannot believe that's a real line in that song.
You can order Slamboree by calling Turner Premier at 1-800-843-9266.
And Sunday, attention, May 23rd.
Left out if you have a satellite dish.
I wanted a satellite dish so bad when I was a kid. I didn't even know what I would do with it. I just thought I'd be cool if I had one. The McMorrin place. McMorrin sounds like the dollar store wrestling figures had to make like a Vince McMahon figure. His name was like Vance McMorrin. Oh, that clip, the Dark Side of the Ring episode with Sandman is very fun for that sequence. Where Sandman's like, yeah, I was a stripper and I did stuff on the side. You can get your tickets at the pharmacy. Eleazar. That looks like Carney for my dog's name, Eleanor. That's the pay-per-view, and they just put up, oh, we're at the Omni tonight. No reason. That's amazing, Cecil. Your grandfather had access to, I assume, so many things, and he just wanted the big-ass C-band satellite. So like to watch the Western Channel. That's awesome. More cliffhanger ads.
Cliffhanger. Rated R.
Will he die?
Friday, May 28th at a theater near you.
This commercial will haunt us. I feel like at least half of my streams over the last year and a half have had something to do with this ad. Dude, I wish I was a little older in '92 when Scorpio debuted so I can remember like precisely how I felt the first time Scorpio hit the 450. But yeah, absolutely, that's right, Westagon. It should have. I imagine like most people was like, oh shit, there's an alien in the ring.
And leave the driving to us because we've cut our fares to thousands of places, no strings attached.
Greyhound, how?
They say you're gonna bloom. What are you, plant life? Please.
Oh, Denise Richards.
You've got a life.
One would argue she blew.
You can make it come up roses. It helps.
Yeah, Barry Windham and Arn Anderson was Slamboree.
pH balance for your body's chemistry. pH balance for your decisions. Your life. Helps keep you dry.
If your deodorant is affecting your decisions, I would say stop eating it.
A pH balance just for you.
I am inclined to agree with you, Brian. Denise Richards, to the best of my knowledge, has not killed anyone. Also, wild things.
You know, I was the first one in my family to even go to college. It was a nice school thing, which is cool because now I can give back what I learned. And you know, the brothers see me, maybe they'll want to do the right thing for themselves.
Russ's words, there's nothing to get my essential aluminum in my diet. A Colt 45! For all the wrestling fans who want to bring their drinks in a bag to the matches. That was Max Payne. I've recommended it before. Max Payne has a really good shoot interview on the High Spot streaming service with Chris Hero. Like, they barely even get into WCW. Like, it's about his career up to WCW, and it's great. That dude had a fascinating life. Rex Cooper, look at that ponytail. Hello. There are women in the crowd losing their minds for Max Payne.
dangerous, intimidating figures, much like a Scott Flash.
Max Payne has sponsors, apparently.
Intimidating because his reputation.
I assume those are like tattoo parlors.
The man's a good wrestler if he wants to be. He's huge in there. He's got the moves, very effective finishing holds. So you've got to be intimidated when you look at this man. If you're not, you're not.
I think Max Payne's still with the woman that he married, like, in high school. Very faithful man, from what I understand.
The big event now, less than an hour away. Max Payne will be
Van Dar. Love it, Jonathan. Oh shit, that guy almost didn't get over.
And I don't know what to expect from him tonight.
Well, don't look at me.
Don't worry about that.
I'm a psychic.
Shoulder to the top.
Max Payne's another guy like Craig Pittman, who really should have leaned more into the amateur stuff. He was a great amateur, like state champion.
Take a look at Big Max Payne. No trouble whatsoever. Through that pain.
Hey Henry, Max Payne, very talented artist. Yeah, Daryl Peterson. Look up the name Daryl Peterson. He holds like all sorts of like records and stuff. He's like really good. Also, I believe he's in the movie Vision Quest.
So let's go down to ringside and let's have Tony Schiavone do the honors of interviewing Big Max.
Yeah, that's the thing about Max Payne squashes is he knew the destination and he just worked towards it.
Max Payne will be playing Norma Jean, and the guitar.
Norma Jean, the guitar.
After Marilyn Monroe, I can tell you that.
I think Max Payne would be a huge deal in 2024.
Marilyn Monroe, Schiavone. Once again, you've made
His promo style is much more suited for these days too.
And I demand respect. So respect the name Norma Jean when you talk about her, because it is that and nothing else. And speaking of respect, there's a lot of people talking about gaining respect in the WCW. Yeah? Well, I'm one of those people, too.
I can see it a bit. He looks a little bit like Bam Margera.
Norma Jean and I will gladly show anybody who need be shown.
Like, what a cool promo voice.
When we come back on the main event.
And, like, yeah, he's exaggerating a little bit, but, like, that's pretty much his voice.
I'm Ravishing Rick Rude, and not only am I the sexiest man alive, but I have the sexiest song on the
Hell yeah.
Jam CD.
Sexiest
Why?
song.
Because I'm simply ravishing. Oh yeah, stay tuned for more.
No, he was talking about Norma Jean, the guitar. His guitar that he played to the ring sometimes was named Norma Jean. I imagine the reason why Max Payne never took off was he just, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think he was too cool to be a heel, but like because he was like a pasty, chubby guy, I think a lot of the guys in the back kind of had the old school mindset, even though he could like kill most of them. Shoot. Hey, Burke828, first time in the chat. Man Mountain Rock, yes. Another tidbit for the time period from Stephen J. Neptune Man. On this day in sports, the New York Knicks took Game 1 of Eastern Conference Finals over the Chicago Bulls. The Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Los Angeles Kings 4-2 in Game 4 of the Clarence Campbell Conference Finals. Tied the series 2-2.
Role models. See why combos taste better?
Yeah, Max Payne was a badass.
What do you call a chili cheese chip without creamy chili cheese? Flat. New chili cheese combos.
Combos, sorry. Getting a little lusty for the combos. Do I think Hogan and Flair almost rejoined WWE in '98? Flair, definitely. Like, I think both Flair and people in the WWE of all of us have told the story about how he was driving around the building during the Unforgiven '98 pay-per-view, like going over his contract with his lawyer to see if he could get clearance to at least sit in the crowd. Like, he was going his way. Hogan, who knows? Another fucking weird milk commercial.
How's that? 4 movies, the more the merrier.
Flying Leathernecks.
Of course.
Boo, boo, John Wayne, boo.
Just about shooting.
And I'll take this time to take my medicine. SSRI gang
Also
up.
about a sensitive guy who just likes to blow things up. I ought to know.
Yeah, Flair is the corporate champion in '98, feuding with Austin, would have been some good stuff.
On TBS.
And it seemed kind of like that's what they were building towards.
Welcome back to the main event here on TBS. Tonight is the night. Now, Gordon's getting ready to do the control center, but tonight is the night if you haven't called your local
Michael Hayes did not put the collar over the bow tie there. Looks a little weird.
If is not in your area, then you're still not left out in the cold. You can call me and Lance Russell.
Wait, you just say if cable's not in your area on a show that's only on cable?
Last night on WCW Saturday Night, Van Vader had the last of his public workouts, which he's had all over the world. Now, WCW did not want this to take place. Davey Boy Smith especially.
Yeah, WCW did not want Vader to work out. Triple H did talk a lot of shit about Flair when Flair was in WCW. But the second Flair became available, Hunter's like, yeah, he was my favorite wrestler and my hero, and I love him, and I want to kiss him so much.
He's trying to hurt people. Show
I think he's had enough dick cooking.
Yeah, but you got to look at it in the positive side.
Wrestling is the only sport where you can just beat people up and call it a workout. Oh shit.
It's their job to take
like this is technically assault if it's not a wrestling match.
there. He's done with the first guy. Here comes the second.
He's just punching this guy in the face. There's not really working going on here. Just... I love Vader. If someone released his address online, would it be Docs Hendricks? I love it. Love it, Wrestlers Wizards.
Look at, they're already going to the third man. Oh.
Again, punch that dude right in the nose.
Dropped on his hinder.
Dropped on his hinder? Is that like a Minnesota thing? Peace. Oh shoot! Ooh.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why Van Vader was sadistically enjoying beating on these men, there was one guy that was not enjoying it and decided he was going to stop it. And that was Davey Boy Smith, and he decided that he
like Michael Hayes looks like a wedding cake topper here, but like not like a good one. He looks like somebody got like a bowling trophy and was like, shit. We need to take this part off and put it on the cake and put a suit on it. It kind of just looks like a weird mold. I don't know.
It's over right now, Tony Schiavone. Well, maybe you'd like to try it yourself, huh?
These guys cutting promos on each other while that guy back there is dead.
It's open to anyone. It's open to any human being.
It's open to any human being. And some Martians. I love how no matter who, if they were wrestling Vader, at some point they would give Harley Race a vertical suplex.
Well, I'll tell you what, Davey Boy Smith walked down into this. Any beating he takes because of this, he asked for it.
And this is definitely a run. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I know Vader's posting, but still, that's crazy just walking around with him. That's insane. Yeah, this is definitely a run where if Davey had his shit in order, he would have been world champion at some point. I always love when Vader's mask would get knocked askew. And all the wrestlers are coming out like, yeah, you knocked him out of the ring. Vader is also really bad about it, like exposing that side of center stage never had fans sitting at it. Yeah, Davey almost won the belt in '95. There were a couple instances where Davey almost won the world title, but it's Davey. He had his issues. One of those Dustin. I need to tweet Dustin and ask him if he still has those sweet Western shirts.
Quieted a lot of the skeptics, and I might remind you, the only 3 times Van Vader was ever beat was by a power slam. But that wasn't the end of it, because Van Vader, as you know, when he gets embarrassed, just ask Cactus Jack. Well, he went looking for Davey Boy Smith. They found each other in the hallway, and, well, instead of me telling you about it, best thing I can do is...
Yeah, why don't you just show us, Michael?
Big Van Vader, David, wait a minute.
Something's happened. We understand. Craig Leathers, our director, says
Tony Schiavone dressed like a substitute teacher character on Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, this is the weird point where they would refer to him as Van Vader like it was just his last name. Jesse Ventura, I believe, is wearing the... They started kissing? I believe Jesse Ventura was wearing the skin of an Egyptian cow.
Now, tonight is the night. We're not that far away. Don't forget, call your local cable operator. Tell them you want Slamboree. Just get up off the couch, pick up the phone. If you don't
or I'll
have
beat your
cable,
ass.
then pick up the phone. Call me and Lance Russell on the 900 hotline number.
Yeah, that's a racket.
The Legends reunion. This is
They would... I would love to know the numbers on those hotline nights for pay-per-views, where they would have commentators on the hotline doing live commentary for the pay-per-view. Like 3 hours. And what is it, like $1.99 a minute?
The extra smooth cologne for an extra special man.
That's like a mortgage.
From the House of Stetson.
They're fast, spit acid, and are invading NES decks everywhere. Blast life-sucking face huggers and exterminate deadly aliens in the...
I love the read of this copy. Right, life-sucking space suckers.
Collection of wrestling trivia, puzzles and games ever assembled in one magazine. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime collector series.
Puzzles and games.
Guadalcanal. National Geographic Explorer takes you to World War II's epic battleground.
PBS was such a weird cable channel.
Tonight, exclusively on TBS.
Like wrestling and then National Geographic historical footage, Andy Griffith, Saved by the Bell.
I was artificially inseminated.
Without ever meeting each other until now.
You're white.
What do you mean he's white?
I always laugh like that when people say I'm white.
Whoopi Goldberg, Ted Danson.
Yo, it's a white man at the door.
Made in America.
Yeah, I read black authors, you know. Wilt Chamberlain book changed my life.
Rated PG-13.
And John Wayne movies. My dad loved TBS. My dad's was a big John Wayne guy. My dad also huge racist. I love him. Rest in peace, Mike. But big old racist.
You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds.
Yeah, Mama's Family ran like every morning from like 5 to 7, and then it was Saved by the Bell from like 7 to 9. And then either there were movies or there was a period where they were doing Dawson's Creek reruns. I think the Wayans brothers were on TBS for a bit. Yes, the Saturday Monster movie, hosted by Grandpa from the Munsters. Yeah, dude, so I was in the hospital a few years ago for about a week. Had what was believed to be a benign tumor in my eye. And cable there sucked. We only got like a few stations. One of them was TBS. And yeah, Friends was on from dusk till dawn every fucking day.
And only weeks ago, she came to my salon with a problem.
That's great.
So I showed her what Head and Shoulders.
So I watched Ghosts of Mars on TBS once, but they edited out anytime someone died, so characters just stopped appearing.
Regular shampoo side, dandruff. Head and Shoulders side, flake-free. Looking good, Sally.
Thanks to you.
There's a shampoo commercial for you, Brian. That being said, the other commercials have been pretty sexy tonight, so...
They stole $100 million
in midair
and lost it. Now, to get it back,
recognize these locations?
They'll make one man a hostage.
You're not going after him.
And the other a moving target.
I just need to hang off this cliff. The Money Plane is way more insane than Cliffhanger.
Starts Friday at a theater.
Betting on what is it? Betting on alligators fucking in an airplane?
It's a pretty rough ride.
Yeah,
This commercial again.
My brother doesn't know what my Murray Flexor can do. The spring-loaded fork handles the tough stuff, no problem. And the oversized spoon is made for rugged riding. Yeah, he had no idea what my Murray Flexor could do, but he does now.
Hey, Flexor by Murray.
Flexor, yeah.
Introducing the Polaroid One Step with a sharp new look.
Brian. Yeah, that kid would definitely have died if that was real life.
If you want to pick up the fun, pick up the newly styled Polaroid One Step camera and plenty of film, because when the film runs out, so does the fun.
Facebook in 1993. Here we go, another Slamboree update where Gordon Solie makes all the old guys sound real boring.
Himself, Gordon Solie. Gordon, it's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure, Eric.
Now less than
I've never heard someone sound more sarcastic.
A Legends reunion.
Yeah, it's great being here.
Exciting and memorable events in the history of this sport. So far, we've announced over 40 legends will be.
So Brian, fun fact, Brian Dermody is in the lineage of the invention of the battery that powers a Polaroid.
And for our younger viewers, they've been exciting and informative. But what do you have for us?
My family had Benji,
Well,
the
I'll tell you,
dog.
Eric, what we have
So
this week is something that I think you're going to find very, very interesting. First of all,
I got something to find very, very interesting, and it's at the bottom of this here bottle.
Wrestling has changed over the years. There's no doubt about that. But one thing will always remain is its rich history. I'm excited.
Gordon wearing a shitload of blush.
WCW and Turner Broadcasting.
My family owned Benji. My uncle Frank Camp owned Benji and Tiffany. He was a Hollywood animal trainer.
We thought it would be appropriate to take a closer look at Harley Race.
Harley Race? Again, it looks like they just took a Polaroid of him in the locker room.
Was considered the greatest world champion.
Yeah, no, my uncle Frank. Yeah, he trained the animals on Mr. Ed, Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah. I used to have his hat around here somewhere. He always wore a sailor's hat.
At a classic champion.
Whereas I can't even get my damn dog to stay in the house half the time. And there was a big kerfluffle in my family because the way he had the royalties laid out in his will, we didn't get shit for that Netflix movie. So they have they had so many Harley Race matches with much better production and commentary.
No doubt,
but they chose to air 30 seconds of a film strip that Dusty Rhodes had in his basement.
As he is the driving force behind Big Van Vader, the current WCW World Champion.
This sounds mean, but Gordon Solie looks like his makeup was done by whoever did him up for his casket when he passed.
7 o'clock Eastern Time, exclusively on pay-per-view. One more time, here's the lineup.
I was going to say, let's give us the pay-per-view lineup, but no, just say, by the pay-per-view, Harley Race will be there.
Challenge the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. The NWA title on the line.
Arn Anderson looks like he's doing this.
Against the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. A giant cage match to decide the World Tag Team.
It's not a giant cage match, Eric. We've established it's a 10-foot cage. It's barely above my fingertips.
And Shane Douglas. It's going to be a battle for respect. As
Sting mid-prostate exam. That's the third prostate exam reference of the night, if you're counting.
Norton. A grudge match.
They called him Scott Flash Norton because of all those sex offenses. I'm kidding, Scott. Please don't.
Regardless of the injury, Sasaki will be here.
WCW got ownership of the Big Gold. Gosh, I think they just bought it back from Flair. Flair said he owned it because he put down the deposit. I think they just gave him the deposit money back.
Max Payne will be cranking on his guitar, Norma Jean, and we will have those 3 matches between the legends. A singles match, a tag team event, and a big 6-man tag team matchup. Quite possibly some
a big 6-man tag team matchup. Who's going to be in it? We don't know. But it'll be 6 of them.
Ric Flair will be on the set of A Flair for the Gold. And as it was announced yesterday, he will reunite the original 4 horsemen, bringing in Ole and Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard to join him in what should truly be a memorable
Tully
event.
Blanchard couldn't get there. It was snowing, I heard.
Fans, you still have time to join us tonight for Slamboree.
Cranking on his guitars even.
The event takes place tonight, beginning in less than an hour.
Yeah, Scott Norton wasn't there. He wrestled. Sting wrestled The Prisoner from Green Bay, Wisconsin, where he choked Vince McMahon.
I'm Eric Bischoff, along with Gordon Solie. We'll see you.
Hell yeah, Slamboree was running opposition to the TV movie NBC made about David Koresh in The Line of Duty Ambush in Waco.
One network with news, sports, and business reports every 30
Starring
minutes.
Tim Daly. I wish it was Andy Daly.
It's that simple. Turn it on, get the news. Headline news. A whole day's news every half hour. Check cable listings for channel number.
If you or someone you know has trouble
Another Miracle Ear commercial where that guy's going to ramble about all the dead crickets.
Smallest hearing aid ever, the Miracle Ear Micro Elite. The Micro Elite is so tiny it's barely visible.
Exactly, Cecil. Back in the day, wrestlers would brag about the jobs they had outside the ring. They would wear the uniforms to wrestle. And now wrestlers actually have to have secondary jobs, and they hide them.
Dispatching, of making sure that all these people are on the right jobs. Everybody around me now probably likes
his job is to make sure everybody is on the right jobs. I don't think that's a job.
Right now. You'll receive
I think you're just mean.
12-page booklet at no charge or obligation.
They're very comfortable. They're molded to fit your canal exactly. Each one is individually molded, so it's very comfortable.
Call this
It's not that they were individually molded, it's just there was an ear pervert. I came over to your house, buddy.
From Hollywood Pictures. Did you see that? This summer.
Another Mario commercial.
Jump into another dimension. Jump to a new world of adventure. Perfect. Jump to the ultimate level of excitement.
I definitely think if they would have tried, this was not the way to attempt a Mario movie in like '93. I think if they would have tried this closer to like modern day, it would have worked a little better. Now that we're all down with gritty reboots. Why is that guy just standing in a junkyard?
Leave the driving to us because we've cut our fares to thousands of places. No strings attached.
Oh yeah, John Leguizamo would definitely play Luigi still. Yes.
Get official WCW stuff. This stuff up here is cool. It's hot. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's official WCW.
I would wear most of those shirts in 2024.
Official WCW stuff. That's so pretty.
That woman looks frightened. What the fuck shirt is this?
Wrestling stuff from the WCW merchandise catalog. Get yours today.
I'm just seeing money you can make hand over fist as a bootlegger nowadays.
Get your free official WCW merchandise catalog.
Well, yeah, I agree. What is so great about Twix? It sucks.
Forms an airtight seal, keeping vital moisture.
Henry, WCW stuff? What stuff? I don't know. Billy, these WCW t-shirts are too tight.
Caramel and that great cookie crunch. So one might conclude the whole specimen.
Gross. This stuff is gross.
Hey, it's just one of life's great kicks. Twix.
Welcome back to the main event here on TBS. We are still at Slam Feast, and we're having one heck of a time.
Hey, where should we do the pre-tapes for this Sunday night show? I don't know. How about at a dinner where everybody is talking loudly in the background?
The NWA-AWA match with Bockwinkel against Dory Funk Jr.
Dory Funk Jr.
Dory Funk Jr.
Dory Jr.? Like he was going to throw
I'll
up?
tell you what, as much as
Are
I
you
admire
that
Davey
drunk?
Boy Smith, I can't help but feel that Van Vader's going to maintain the edge.
I got to agree with you there. And what about the other one, Barry Windham and Arn Anderson?
I love that the commentators are like, yeah, Vader's just going to kick his ass. Whatever. And then that's what happened. Vader won.
It's up in the air. Well, I want to tell you, if you haven't called your
Or I think he lost by DQ, but he still kept the belt.
15 minutes away. We got Johnny B. Bad and Van Hammer and JYD and Dick Slater. We'll see you later.
Michael is like, I don't want to do any more of these pre-tapes. There's the rest of the matches.
Well, here
Those signs are totally real and not given to those people 5 minutes before this match was taped. What is that thing hanging off? I assume that's supposed to be like a tassel, but it might be hair from an unidentified animal of some sort. That's creepy as shit. Van Hammer, I'm pretty sure that was a teenage girl, if it's the same area that the fans were holding up those signs. Van Hammer walks up. All perked out of his mind. Texan Shanghai. Hell yeah. WCW had a weird... It was not a rule done on paper because then they would have gotten sued for it. But yeah, they had a rule that they had to bring the, quote, more attractive people up front and send the more impoverished, lesser dressed folks to the back. Essentially, they wanted the cute white girls up front and the black people in the back. That's what the rule was. They essentially segregated their audience. Might as well have just had them drinking out of different drinking fountains while they were at it. Okay, this is the same company around this time that got sued because Greg Gagne tried to teach an actual Native American and Indigenous American how to fucking rain dance.
What was your first memory of this sport? The first memory I had of this sport was turning on the television set and watching Bruno Sammartino, and I think at that time he was wrestling Ivan Koloff. Wow.
Now we got Larry Zbyszko just rambling about the shit he watched on TV when he was a kid.
And you are over the top. Tex Slazenger.
When men were men and women did something that suited their vaginas. Shut up, Larry. Larry Zbyszko, believe it or not. Crazy conspiracy guy now.
So what Slazenger and Shanghai have to do is zero in and hook these guys and get them on the mat and get rid of that speed.
You're just a bevy of quotes here tonight.
A bevy of quotes. Look at that, Van Hammer. Oh, I was gonna compliment him for the drop toe hold, but then he like overshot the hop to go up to the headlock.
The long-standing rivalry. Fueled just a week ago here in the main event. Talking about long-standing rivalries. I know we're gonna have a couple of them. You know, the Masked Assassin will be with us. He had a long-standing rivalry with Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Who knows? They're going to be fueled again tonight. You never know.
Oh yeah, wrestler to conspiracy theorist pipeline, especially in those days where you were like trained. The world's a work and we're just ahead of the whole thing. Of course, all of those weirdos are going to become conspiracy theorists. Oh hey, it's Johnny B. Bad's finish now already.
Too close to the opponent's corner, enabling the double team by Tex Slazenger.
It was a good move by J.B. Bad, but it was just the wrong direction.
J.B. Bad.
Slazenger was in to save the day. You have to know your ring positioning. You have to know where
Sounds like they were writing about him in PWI, and Johnny became a cuss word. See B. Mahoney. You know, I love Tex and Shanghai. I think the Godwins were underrated. Even Southern Justice was kind of fun. But the fact that they were one of the top tag teams of 1993 really tells you where wrestling was in 93. Yeah, I love a good heel selling, having to go back in the backside. What was that bump? Wait, did they just do twin magic with an unmasked guy and a masked guy? That's such a dumb finish, and I love it. That's my new favorite dumb finish. They did frickin' twin magic, but like if one of the killer bees was unmasked all the time, and the other one wore a mask all the time. Also, there are people in the crowd with like boxes of chocolates and heart balloons for someone.
And it's an accuracy of a beautiful wrestling move that won the match, Tony. 1, 2, 3.
So I feel like Johnny B. Bad's song having a lyric, "He looks just like Little Richard," is like a little too on the nose. It'd be like if Ric Flair's entrance song was dun dun dun. He fucks too many women, and he's drunk all the time.
The Champion Spark Plug 300. Then on May 30th, the Coca-Cola 600. It's racing's biggest weekend.
Coca-Cola 600 was that race, whereas the Coke 600 was the locker room at Slamboree 1993.
Cliffhanger. Rated R.
Yeah, Flair walks into a pizza place, just clock out.
A bizarre crime has been committed.
We're in the clock? The pussy clock?
John True Public, I say the scene is awful. Carnage, mayhem, despair, anarchy. The cool spots have been kidnapped, and only one spot is left to save his cohort.
We've talked about this game before.
No mistake, you'll encounter crabs wearing
It is
underwear,
insane that
young
this was a
men
video
and
game.
slinging pajama mice, teeth with no head. But remember, that little cool spot is out there somewhere. You may be all he's got.
Pretty sure I rented Cool Spot a couple times.
You better stay here.
This commercial again.
Yeah, right. My brother doesn't know what my Murray Flex Sword can do. The spring-loaded fork handles the tough stuff, no problem. And the oversized tubing is made for rugged riding.
And again, Jonathan, my crooning will be part of the eventual Patreon.
But he does now.
Hey, Flexor.
The $300 tier.
From Hollywood Pictures on May 28th, jump to the ultimate level of
It'll be that and a t-shirt that says, I don't know. I paid for a third of Tom's mortgage.
Super Mario Brothers, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
There's nothing like having a whole crew to hang with, you know, because I work a lot of hours.
I wish I had a whole crew to hang with. Drink Colt 45s after hard game of basketball.
Because, you know, this is what we got to do.
Every time.
Hi, I'm Dick Van Patten.
I'm Dick Van Patten. My scissors are broken.
Cutting instrument available anywhere. For home, garden, sportsman, or craftsman, use Durashears. They have the scissors that cut a penny in half. Durashears.
He sounds stoned. Cuts a penny in half. Can you believe this? This is crazy.
Like butter. They're practically indestructible. And now Durashears are available at these fine stores.
You guys are TV remote. I just cut my TV remote in half. What the hell?
Tonight on TBS, John Wayne leads the Marines across the sands of Iwo Jima. Then at 9, investigate an underwater monument to naval battles of World War II. A national
Seriously, this channel's insane.
The Lost Fleet of Guadalcanal. Here tonight on
those
TBS.
movies, those shows would be followed by like,
Promotional
I
consideration
don't know, like
paid for by
8
the following.
episodes of F Troop or
Snapback's
something.
video game trading card. Game characters on the front.
Yeah, my mom loved those weird
Improve your game
scissors.
with Snapback's video game trading cards. Ask for them wherever trading cards are sold.
I'm sure those are worth like $9,000 each now.
Now there's one lube, and everyone should like the sound of that. One lube from Slick 50.
Did I get one lube for my bedroom? That's the message I got from that.
And hard for a woman to resist. Stetson fits.
You put on the Stetson, and then you take the one lube to the bedroom?
The following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, at 235 pounds, Dirty Dick Slater.
Dirty Dick Slater. This has to be one of the earliest appearances of David Penzer. Again, JYD, great shape here. Looking ripped, looking good, oiled, smooth, hairless.
These two men will hook it up here, Larry Zbyszko.
Well, I tell you, these two guys have hated each other.
JYD's like, again, you killed that dog, you beat your wife or your girlfriend, we gotta fight.
Careers have been spanning the multi-year mark, and just two guys that never got along ever.
This one is personal. Dick Slater and JYD, the Junkyard Dog.
It is personal. Like, I'm a big belief in prison abolition, but also Dick Slater, if he beat his girlfriend and killed his dog, probably should be in jail. Dirty Dick Slater's crazy wrestling name, man. That man made a living being called Dirty Dick.
You should know. I mean, Slater, that's Junkyard's big weapon right there, his head. This guy can rearrange an anvil with his head. Slater, now he can...
That man could rearrange an anvil with his head.
But you don't want to go toe-to-toe.
That is such an old person line.
You take a look at him. He's been working out. He's looking good.
Yeah, he's in tremendous shape. Maybe the best shape we've ever seen JYD in. I mean, he is looking good. And as always, just like a man who's going to be at Slamboree tonight, Thunderbolt Patterson, JYD has a no-nonsense approach to a match. I mean, he is all serious.
Hey, Drew Bog. Pinzer debuted mid-93, so this might be his debut in the company.
And Junkyard stands his ground.
Slater takes him down.
Now that's where Dick wants him. That makes everybody the same size.
Now focusing on the leg of JYD. And Dog couldn't get out of the way of that one. Big chop.
Junkyard Dog's got a huge chest on him.
That's what I love about JYD is his big chest. I always say I love how busty Sylvester Ritter was.
That's what I talked about earlier. JYD.
Dick Slater like thrusting his pelvis.
Nick Patrick with the warning of holding the hair.
Of course, there's nothing in there but bone.
There's nothing in there but bone.
Believe me, I've talked to the man. There's nothing in there but bone.
A big headbutt. And Slater finds himself in trouble.
See it.
This long-standing rivalry. Here on
He is upset about being rope broken.
tonight, long-standing rivalries may be settled at Slamboree.
Look at Junkyard Dog. Slow, methodical, wastes no movement, wastes no energy, and doesn't make mistakes in there too often.
Except right
Yeah, what they say about JYD, he never made mistakes when he wrestled.
elbow.
The thing they absolutely said, what was that? Okay. It ended well, but it looked like it was going to fall apart for a second. One of those no, yes moves.
When another man's got his fist in your mouth.
Oh, came down hard on that apron.
Slater.
What is he doing?
Where's he going?
Well, Dog.
I am so confused by this spot. Would he just let the dude kick him?
And absorb that one as well. Oh, it's tough call. Here on the main event at TBS.
Boy, and that's what Slater doesn't want to do. That's to get back in the ring.
Yeah, he just stood there and was like, yeah, just kick me in the titties, whatever.
Oh, they roll back in.
Gonna thump him.
It's a 2 count. And he just...
Yeah, that's a bummer, yeah. He died 5 years, JYD would, after this. Driving home from his daughter's graduation. That
Look at the
sucks.
size of his arms and his chest. I mean, he is thick, man. Cranking in with the neck, pushing down on the top of the head with the chest. And Junkyard knows he's got Slater suffering. And the way these two guys feel about each other, I'm sure...
Yeah, JYD was very young when he died.
No doubt about it. Using the power. Squeezing.
Very happy we're moving away from the era where, like, every week another 45-year-old wrestler would die. It seems like it was, for like a few years, it was just every Tuesday. Whoa. Two.
Slater makes the cover. 1, 2 count. Ooh, big kick out that time by the powerful JYD.
Strong man. Looks like Slater's upper lips cut open.
Looks like it popped him one. Now Slater, who's been known to be a tremendous puncher, he is going right to the jaw of JYD.
Yeah, Slater, he likes to brawl. He can wrestle, he likes to brawl. But
right to the midsection.
It's where you don't punch JYD, buddy.
Full arm drag and twist.
I thought he shit himself with that shadow on his ass.
Yes.
It wasn't so much a leg sweep as they both just fell down.
1, 2 count. Oh, that was close.
This is now Slater. Now Slater's going back to Junkyard Dog with the same medicine Dog was dishing out. Cranking back on that neck.
Way to sell the pay-per-view, WCW.
Slater would like to see this guy suffer. I love when guys hate each other's guts.
Yeah, it's wild how long wrestling was able to go on where wrestlers were just dying all the time. Yeah, 2007, like even up to that point. Everybody running around with enlarged hearts. Oh, Nick Patrick's like, hey, I need attention now. That's a big bump for JYD, even though he didn't really bump. Oh, that's adorable. Those kids are trying to tell Nick Patrick he's the worst referee of all time. Nick Patrick sucked so much that he needed another referee to ring the bell for him. Satisfying ending to the rivalry that started when Dick Slater committed domestic abuse and murdered an animal. He got his just due when he was disqualified. JYD just goes, I don't know what to do with you. What a cliffhanger to end this show on. Alright, so once again, before we go, here's a reminder of what we will be watching next Tuesday.
RoboCop! I'm 6'9", 320 pounds!
Alright, so that does it for tonight. Thank you all so much for lending me your souls for the last 2 hours. I know Noxzema has your face, but I'm glad to have your soul. Great time this week. Thank you to everyone in the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat. The sweetest collection of sweet folks I know. Again, no off the grid this Sunday. Myself and TK, we shook hands, rubbed a little bit of thigh, and said, we're not getting in on each other's territory. I'll be back 2 Sundays from now with some more weird ass shit on YouTube and Twitch. But until next Tuesday, next WCW Deep Cuts, Tuesday at 9, as I always like to say at the end of these, even if you don't make it here next Tuesday, just make it the next Tuesday. It's only 7 days, that's all I'm asking. Just make it the next Tuesday. I'm gonna try my hardest. This has been WCW Deep Cuts Live. I'm Tom, again, that's my stuff right there. And I will see you all next Tuesday, right back here. Go to bed.